Hello, everyone. I pray that everybody is well and blessed, and happy International Women's History Month. Today, I am doing a video on some of the ways you know that you've been healed. And this video is a continuation on the series that I've planned to do this month on just celebrating International Women's History Month and just talking about things that have to do with healing in women. So, again, today my video is just some of the ways that you know that you're healed. And as I've mentioned in some of the previous videos that I did on this topic, healing is very near and dear to my heart. It is something that I take very serious. It is something that I do every day, and I just like a cheerleader for healing. And in some of the previous videos, I talked about, excuse me, some of the reasons why we should heal, and my not my top, but one of the reasons that I think is so important that we heal is so we can be the best version of ourselves. And as women, I've said, we wear masks, we have a lot of roles and responsibilities, and it's hard to be our authentic self, the best version of ourselves when we're not healed. And so for me, I discovered that. I discovered that on my healing journey, that I wasn't being my authentic self, and that there were a lot of things that I needed to heal. And like I said, I take healing very serious, and it's something that I do every day. And in one of the other videos, I mentioned some of the tools that I use to heal. And for me, I journal every day. I meditate every day. I do Reiki more times than not a week. I do a lot of different things, movement, I do EFT tapping, just kind of whatever I need in the moment, grounding, movement, there's so many different things. And I just found that it really depends on what you're going through in the moment, what tools you use to heal. And so, and I just use so many, and they all work at different types of different things. So if you're struggling on your healing journey and you need some help, you need somebody to talk to, just a compassionate person, somebody that's been through the process, that's still in the process, somebody to help you create a custom healing plan for you. My contact information is somewhere in this wonderful profile there. You can reach out if you need some help. And so today I would like to talk about some ways that you know that you're healed. And I like to use myself as an example and just try to be transparent and vulnerable. And I can say that for me, this time of year is very busy for me medically. As I've mentioned before, I'm a 100% disabled veteran from the military. And at the beginning of the year, I see a lot of specialists to go through all the tests. I get poked, prodded, and it causes a lot of anxiety for me, a lot of anxiety, a lot of tests. And for me, I know that I'm healed because I just don't react the same ways that I used to. And so medically, I'm not sure if you can see, but I have all these lovely and wonderful bruises. I don't know if you can see them, because like I said, I have a bunch of tests that I get done this time of year. And in the past, I've required a lot of medications. Some tests I couldn't complete because I just had so much anxiety. And now I embrace it. I had to do an upper and lower colonoscopy and endoscopy, and I had a problem with the prep. I had a problem going under anesthesia, and I handled it like a G. My body is beat up and bruised, but I did it. And in the past, I just would have had panic attacks. I would have canceled appointments, and I just didn't do that this time. I prayed, I meditated, I journaled. I just got into a really good mental space, got grounded, and knew what I had to do, and I knocked it out. But that can also look like, in your relationships when you're triggered. For me, my goal in individual counseling is to not, when I get triggered, not go to 10 and make really bad decisions, because that's something I noticed that I was doing. And so for me, in my relationships, when I encounter something that's very triggering, in the past where I would have, reacted and done something really bad, said something really bad that I didn't mean, now I'm able to realize, okay, I'm triggered. and I know that there's consequences to those triggers. So I just don't respond in the trigger way, and just to keep the video brief and not to put all my business out there. It was just something I really did struggle with, and I do struggle with, but now I'm more on the opposite end of realizing that I'm triggered and not responding to that in the same ways that I did before. So that's one way that you know you're healed. Another way that you know that you're healed is when you see positive changes in your life. And those two, the first example kind of leads right into the second one is, for me, again, medically, I just have so many medical challenges at times, and I see positive changes in my life because of the changes that I had to make in the past. I was so consistent with them that now my medical studies reflect. This year I had a really good, so far, medical news. All the things that I was struggling with before have become really stable because I got really committed in my healing journey and what I was going to do, and I focused on that, and I stayed with that. And that's just medically, but like in regular life, I was struggling with lack and scarcity mentality, and I had some financial goals, and I knocked those out. And I gave myself 12 months, but I knocked those out in 5 months. My credit score increased. I paid off some debt. I stopped using my credit card. There were so many things that, and I stopped making bad emotional decisions. Again, like I said, because I was triggered, I would, if I was uncomfortable or I didn't like something, I would make a decision, and it felt good to me in the moment because I calmed down that panic, that fear that I was feeling, but then I was left with the consequences. And I'm big on, if I make a decision, I have to stand on that. And I just was making really bad decisions in my life, really bad decisions. And now I'm just not doing that. I'm very stable in my finances, very stable in my decision-making process. I instituted a process to when I need to make a decision, it's not an emotional. Anything that says that is requiring me to make an immediate decision right now, it's already going to be a no for me. If I don't have 24 hours, if it's a weekday, and then 48 hours, 72 hours on a weekend to sleep on it, pray on it, meditate on it, I'm not going to make a decision. And so that's just really helped me to see just so many positive changes in my life. And so I'm just so proud of myself for that. And one of the last ways I would say that you know that you are healed or in a more healed space is you're able to help others. And I think that's where I'm at right now. I really struggled when I was in the military. Once I got diagnosed with fibromyalgia, something happened. It changed the way that I was able to process and think. I basically was a public speaker for the Navy, and I had to speak a lot, and that medical diagnosis changed the way that I was able to speak. I would have times where I would lose the thought right in the middle of speaking, and I just started to become or appear unprofessional, as if I didn't know what I was talking about. And so I stopped speaking, and now here I am, making videos, sharing with you guys, and I feel like that's helping others. But one of the analogies that really stuck with me and that I want to leave with you guys is the analogy when you're on an airplane. It's not an analogy, but when you're on the airplane and in the event of emergency, the face mask comes down, they tell you to put your mask on first so that you're able to help others. And that, especially when you're with children, and that's so true. If we don't put our mask on first, i.e. heal ourselves, take care of ourselves, meet our needs first, we are unable to help others. And so when you're able to put your mask on first on the airplane, you're able to help your children and every other person on the plane. So I'm going to end this video with just that. You're healed when you're able to help others, when you're able to see positive changes in your life, and when you just don't react in the same ways. And I have done that. I'm doing that, and I'm going to continue to do that. And so I pray that this message helps someone, and I pray that everyone is blessed.